Hi, good morning, and welcome back. Are you staying or are you going? You staying or are you going? Come on. So, this is something that Bjorn does every morning, and I think having my hair full and curled is making him think of his mom maybe more than normal, but he does this on my neck and has been doing this on my neck ever since I got him. But normally we do it with my robe on and it doesn't hurt nearly as much. So normally he sticks his nose right in my neck and then he kneads his paws in the collar of my robe, which doesn't hurt nearly as much as this. Oh, baby. But I can't turn him down. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 754. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and this is baby Bjorn. Can you see how tight he is in there? Like he is jammed up all the way. Oh, never a dull morning, right? Happy Tuesday. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you are crafting today. Let me know if you have any questions for me. I do I do have a live premiere coming later today. If you want to come back and join me at 10 o'clock this morning, we'll be doing the live premiere of the tailor hat video. And then shortly after that, we will have the left-hand version of the video available as well. Let's see, I am missing names. Yes, he is doing a number on my neck. Hi, Sandshell and Val, Lisa, Pamela, Thea, Lorraine, Debbie, Barbara, Carrie, Joe, Judy, Sharon, Kimberly, Rita, Grace. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. Yeah, this is much more comfortable when he has when I have a thick plush robe on. Then it doesn't bother me at all when he does this. But I think my hair's throwing him this morning. So I noticed somebody was asking about my hair. I curled my hair with hot rollers this morning, but I curled my hair with hot rollers on day 2 of not washing my hair. So now I have some product buildup. So I have some root boosting mousse in there. I have the Wow smoother. I have some dry shampoo and some hairspray. And I think with all of those products before I put the hair in rollers and then bringing it out and putting hairspray on it, I think that's what's giving me so much more volume than I normally get from hot rollers. And it'll be interesting to see how much longer it lasts than normal today too. Hi Nora, hi Karen, hi Kat, good morning, hi Barbara. Yeah, no, I don't have a haircut. My hair has a tighter curl to it this morning and a little more volume than normal. Oh, who's a sweet baby, huh? Who's a sweet baby? So funny that he's insisting on doing this on camera. Oh, buddy, maybe we should get a towel or something. Hi, Pamela. Good, you came back. All right. Yes, every time you have an issue, try leaving and coming back. That usually seems to work. Uh-oh, here comes Becker. Becker's the one that gets jealous when Bjorn spends too much time with me. Grace, you know what, Grace? The picture on the playback for me is blurry too. I don't know if maybe that's a YouTube thing. Maybe that's my internet connection. Actually, I have self coverage for the live stream too, so I'm not sure about that. But mine's blurry too, so it could be YouTube or it could be my connection with my app. So I don't know what that means, but I don't know if me going out and coming back would make sense. Karen's has been blurry for weeks. Well, that I can't explain because this is the only time I've ever seen the playback on my computer. But I have no warnings on my phone saying that there's a connection problem, so maybe it's a YouTube thing. Lord knows we've had YouTube issues before, including earlier this week, so I'd like to welcome back Judy and Judy. Both Judy Kotze and Judy Weingarten had trouble being able to participate in the live stream in the chat. So, and we could not figure out what was wrong with that, but it seems to have cleared up as well. Oh, good. Debbie's not blurry on her phone, and it's better for Thea. Good morning, Geraldine. Yep, the app. I mean, can you imagine how many aspects and how complicated it is to run a show like you, not a show, but run a website and the apps and the streaming on YouTube? I can't even imagine the vast amount of work. And anytime they want to tweak something or improve something, I can't even imagine how much goes into it. So because we've had a few issues this week and now this is going on too, I'm guessing it's a YouTube thing as they're working something out. I definitely am liking my hair today. This is definitely, is my camera lens clean? Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. Could that be all that it is? How's that? I mean, it's possible I get makeup on my phone. No, it's pixelating. That wouldn't be from makeup. Pixelating is more of an internet issue. Anyway, I teach virtually. Yes, Nora, you just have to roll with it sometimes. When stuff is, and this applies to teaching or doing live streams or whatever you're doing in life. Anytime you get hiccups in what you're doing, just got to roll with it. Exactly. And if it is bothering you too much, you could always come back and watch the replay. Most of the time when there's issues in the live, it gets cleaned up before they convert the live stream to a recorded as well. Or you could watch both too. Hi, Constance. Good morning. Yes, anytime we have an opportunity to remind ourselves to go with the flow, it's a good reminder, right? Exactly, Pamela. Who would have thought we could have done this years ago? That's a very good point. Hi, G. Good morning. So you've seen the tailor hat in the larger size, and I can put it on in a few minutes if you want. But I made the smallest size for the video tutorial yesterday, so I have it on one of my sweet little babies. And I just wanted to be able to show you how adorable it is. So this is this is the smallest version, and this is the largest version. So it comes in 5 sizes, and there are multiple charts in the pattern. And what I really, really love about this pattern, though, is the fact that we incorporate 3 different stitch patterns, all using front post double crochet, and the fact that they blend together so beautifully. Can I get you to sit up without, let's see if will that be heavy enough? No. Let's try this spot. Will that hold you up for a second? Okay, good. I wanted him or her, I'm not sure if they're boys or girls, it doesn't matter. I wanted to be able to show you some of the details of the hat. So here is the crown, where we do an increasing circular crown. And if you've made any kind of a hat before or any kind of a circular motif before, you will recognize that regardless of what type of double crochet, that baby's got a huge head. It's a 6-month-old size baby. It's not a newborn size baby. Anyway, so anytime you're working double crochet in the round for a circle, you know that whatever number of stitches you have on the first round, then you have you work double stitches on the next round, and then on the round after that, it's 2 stitches in the first stitch, 1 stitch in the next. Then on the next round, it's 2 stitches in the first stitch and 1 stitch in each of the next 2. And then the singular stitch section grows every round, and you always do 2 stitches in the first stitch of each repeat. So however many stitches you start with on round 1, that's the number of increases you do on each round. So for example, with this hat, we start with 10 double crochets on the first round, so that we're repeating by we're increasing by a multiple of 10 on each round. So it's 10 stitches in the first round, then 20, 30, 40, 50. And so in the pattern, it'll explain to you which round to end the crown on for whichever size you're making. And then we go to the sidewall pattern. But what I wanted to really show you is so it's basically with the increases, it ends up looking a little bit like a starburst, but predominantly it's just a front post double crochet in the round design. But what I love is that when we switch to the offset front post double crochet stitch pattern for the walls, it blends so beautifully. Doesn't it just look like they are woven, it looks woven in from the crown. I really love this. I really just love the way that blends together. But then to take it a step further, this stitch pattern that's offset here, we do it but not offset for the brim, and you can see that it then blends those two stitch patterns again so beautifully, but yet we go from the offset pattern to more of a ribbed look because of the vertical columns of lining, because here we're lining up the front post double crochets instead of offsetting them like we did there. Isn't that cool? So simple, right? Because it really is a subtle change from each section. All three are so different, but well, they're different, but they blend so beautifully. I found this hat to be very interesting. I still do. And I really enjoyed making the video tutorial. So if you care to join me at 10 o'clock this morning, so that will be, if you're in a different time zone, it'll be 30 minutes after the podcast ends. We'll be doing the live premiere of the right-hand version of this video, and then I will release the left-hand version a few minutes later after that. So just as a reminder, you'll get some information in the video, but it is to supplement the pattern, and it is available in my book, Be So Caring. Be So Caring is my newest book, and it is the first book I've ever released that 100% of the proceeds are donated to charity, which is very exciting. So the sales of this book help me to distribute the Be So Helpful bags to charities, or to shelters rather. I'm the charity. I go to the shelter. You know what I mean. And so you could even purchase these to gift to people or to donate yourself. And you can also, and the sales of so those sales also help me to send out more of the bags. So the 100% of the proceeds of you buying these are donated to the charity, and 100% of this book. Now, a portion of all of the sales of all of my products also are help to send out the Be So Helpful bags, but I think it's really cool. Anyway, I'm very proud of that, and so this hat pattern is one of many patterns in this book. You can see the pattern includes charts. There's a chart for the crown, and there's a chart for the walls, and I believe, and a chart for the brim edging as well. So charts for all the sections. It comes in 5 sizes, from 13-inch circumference for a newborn all the way up to 23 inches circumference for a large man size. So you could make this for an entire family. You could make it for anybody. You could make any size to fit any human being. So that's really awesome. Then there's the beautiful Mary Jane shawl, which we've done the video on already and done some tutorials. Then there is the Riley cowl, also has a video tutorial so far. So I know Judy's been sharing links this morning, so there is a video playlist here on YouTube already where you can find any of the videos for any of these projects that I've already done the videos on. So I've done the videos for Riley cowl, Mary Jane shawl, and then today we will see the supplemental tutorial video for the tailored textured hat. There are also left-hand videos for anybody who prefers to watch tutorial videos in left-hand, and all these videos are to supplement the patterns in Be So Caring book. Then the rest of the patterns in here are dedicated to children, also with a huge size range though. So the Charlie pullover hoodie comes in, I believe, 8 sizes. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I lied. 7 sizes. So it starts with newborn and goes all the way up to 8 to 10 years old. So honestly, any kid, any size kid that you know that you want to make this for, we've got the sizes in here. There are charts, really great detailed schematic, which is not only helpful for figuring out how to make the project, but also if you're looking to modify it at all. Okay, I missed part of a conversation, so I'm going to let it go. Then there's the Stevie set, which is a kimono wrap cardigan and drawstring little jogger pants. And that comes in many sizes too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This comes in 8 sizes from newborn. Well, I must have messed something up here because this one comes in newborn to 8 to 10 years old too. Maybe I miscounted on the last page. I'm known to miscount sometimes too. And then there's the Dora set, which has a really adorable preemie hat and a gorgeous blanket. And the blanket has a really awesome floral motif in the center. Then the stitch pattern for the rest of the blanket is extracted from details in the motif. And then we finish off with the motif edging. So pretty. Great baby projects. So baby, kids, women, men, lots of little quick gifts. All of the patterns in this book feature Be So Baby yarn. That's the really colorful yarn that I have on the wall up here. It's a number 3 DK weight yarn, 100% milk fiber, and it is $3.99 a ball and comes in 60 colors. I know a few people were intimidated by the stitch pattern for this hat, so if you are, after reading the pattern, so if you are, please join me at 10 o'clock this morning or 30 minutes after the podcast, and I will walk you through how to do that offset stitch pattern. It involves crocheting into around 2 rounds below, which if you've never done that before may sound a little intimidating, but I promise you once you see me do it and explain the ins and outs of it and some of the details of what to look for, I think you will find that it's not nearly as intimidating as you thought. Yes, Grace, charts rock. Charts are so important for a number of reasons. First of all, they are so concise. Like, especially, I think this is more true with crochet than with knitting. I feel like knitting, the written instructions are a little more concise than crochet too. I think crochet is quite wordy in written instructions. So anytime you can condense that down into a chart, I think it helps you to kind of comprehend what you're reading a little more. But even more than that, let me see if I can find a motif. Well, this will work. Let me find the Mary Jane shawl. The other thing about crochet charts, and this is more so with crochet charts than knitting charts, they are anatomical to the stitches. So what do I mean by anatomical? Anatomical means that they look like they're supposed to look. So, and that's what I mean by it. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Who knows? I'm sure if I am, someone will correct me. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. So the words can't tell you what your project is going to look like. The photos can, but not so much the written word. And what happens is if you can lay this flat on a table, which isn't going to work while I'm talking, so I'm going to drape it over myself. Oh, maybe Bjorn would have liked this morning. Yeah, but his claw is not on yarn. No, thank you. Anyway, so what I wanted to show you though is that imagine that you were laying this flat on the table and laying the book flat on the table too. You could see that this looks like it's supposed to look. So the chart is a representation of what the actual stitches are supposed to look like. This is super important when you're doing crochet motifs and even stitch patterns. It doesn't matter so much with like straight rows of double crochet or single crochet, but they mimic what it's actually supposed to look like. So when you can set your work down and say, oh, I see what's wrong. That motif is supposed to have 6 corners, not 5 or not 7. That will help you. Or let's say you recognize here that, oh, in between the decrease and the increase, I was supposed to have 5 straight stitches. Oh yeah, let me count. Oh, I see now. I only have 4 here and 5 on this side, or I have 7 instead of 5. So you can really line up your work to be able to compare and contrast what your body of work looks like compared to the chart. And that's a way to correct yourself that you can't do with written instructions. It does help in video. You can see from the photos or the video, I guess, but then you can also line up with photos. If there's good close-up photos of a pattern that helps, but it doesn't help nearly as much as the charts, because in the charts, each stitch is represented with a symbol, with the word next to it, that you can then go, so you can look at your work, look at the chart, and then reference that in the written instruction. And I think when you can understand both chart and written instruction and use them together as a team, that's when you can really, really, really get the understanding just becomes so much greater, not just for doing the work, but understanding when you've made a mistake and how to go back and correct it. That's the most important part, because everybody makes mistakes. It's how you figure out how to fix them and how quickly you can figure out how to fix them that really does improve the situation. So you probably don't know what I'm wearing today either, and you probably can't see from the blurry connection, but I am wearing the Kimmy top today, which is a knitting pattern in Be So Sporty yarn. This is Be So Sporty yarn in color Passionate Plum. I'm wearing, you know, my favorite Amazon t-shirt cardigan over it, and I'm also wearing tassel earrings today in Be So Fine yarn in gold. I like the way gold and purple look together. They are actually colors opposite on the color wheel. All right, does anybody have any questions about anything I talked about? I talked about a lot. And I haven't really been pausing to ask questions. I did hear someone say they can't read knitting charts, so that's a good thing to put in the back of my mind, to go over some knitting charts, because they really aren't that difficult to read, but there is a system to it, right? Just like in crochet, this, you know, you read a chart counterclockwise, or in the round in crochet, and you read a chart in crochet in different ways, right? If it's in the round, the number of the rounds really and rows really tell you where to read it from, because you're reading from right to left based on where the numbers are in rows, and then you're reading from the center out, always going to the left in rounds. And those types of rules apply to knitting charts as well, but especially when you're doing top-down increasing shawls, sometimes the charts are segmented, so there'll be sections across the row. And you're right, that if there are people that don't understand that, that would be a great video to help explain that. Melanie says her grandma used to say that everything goes with purple. I tend to agree with your grandma. I think with hot pink too. I think hot pink is a color that kind of goes with everything as well. Thank you, Judy, for all the links. So for anybody wanting instant links for everything that I talk about, Judy is so incredibly helpful and so quick on her computer that she's been sharing. She shares live links during the show for anybody that wants instant access to what I talk about. So that's really awesome. Oh, she's posts also. Sherry wants to know, and does a left-hand person read charts from left to right also? It depends. Well, your question is kind of confusing, Sherry, because if the chart is written for right hand, then no, they are reading the chart from left to right just like everybody else, but a left-hand person crochets in the opposite direction. So when you say read or do, I'm not sure which question you are asking, but that's why I do the left-hand videos, because it shows how you would crochet in the opposite direction. But unless the charts had an additional unless the pattern has additional left-hand charts, the charts are read in the mirror form. Hopefully that answers your question. Great question. Does anybody else have questions? I know we talked about a lot today. I love purple too. You're welcome, Sherry. I found some old crochet feathers. Have any of you made my crochet feathers before? These would make great, I think in a thinner yarn, like done in Be So Fine yarn, like these earrings. I think they might make really cute earrings. These were in a box, so they're a little messed up. They need to be brushed out a little bit more. But has anybody made my crochet feathers before? Lisa's made them. What did you use them for, Lisa? I don't think I used, oh, I used mine for the ends of a mandala. I added them, see how I have regular feathers on this one? I added crochet feathers to another mandala before. Yes, Lisa's a purple fan too. Me too. Lisa, you put feathers on your Selena. Awesome. Lily put crochet feathers on one of my bags. Ooh, that's a good idea too. I've thought about putting them on my keychain before. They are super easy to make and they're so cute too. This one, I don't know if I have a comb or a brush in here, but that's what this needs. It needs a little brushing. I do not have a brush in here. I used to. I've got to find one because they've been sitting in a box and I feel like this needs to just be cleaned up a little bit, which also reminds me that maybe once I do, no, do I want to stiffen it? Not really. No. But they are so cute, aren't they? This one just needs to be cleaned up. And I did mine in jade green and in violet in Be So Baby yarn. They are super easy to make. Now, I know you can make them in macrame too, and that's what I had originally seen on YouTube, and I thought, well, that could be intimidating to people that don't know how to use macrame or don't like macrame or and I thought, what if we tried to do it in yarn instead of rope and tried to do it with a little crochet instead of macrame knots? And I think it turned out fabulous. They are super easy to make and don't take very much time at all. They'd be great to add as a decoration to some of the projects that we talked about this morning. Like somebody said they put it on, I put it on a mandala, someone else said they put it on a bag, someone else said they put it on a poncho. They would make great earrings. I would make them smaller for earrings, I suppose, but that's okay. Make them smaller. And I do think maybe a keychain. I think you might want to stiffen the center though. You wouldn't want to stiffen the feathers, you know, the feathery part, but you might want to stiffen the spine so that it doesn't curl up like this one is. I think I would stiffen it a little bit. But love all the ideas. It would be cute to decorate a card too. You could put feathers on a card and maybe even make miniature ones and put a couple on a card. That would be pretty. Hello, Beverly. Thanks for joining. She's in Newfoundland, Canada, and it's pouring rain. Oh my goodness. Happy holidays to you too. Yeah, those are all great ideas. Yeah, feather earrings would be super cute. I agree. I'm just trying to decide if I kind of would want them stiffened though, even though it'd be nice to have the flowiness. Oh, a necklace pendant. Absolutely. Yes, another great idea. But I do think that for something that you're going to touch often, see, because that's what these sat in a box for a little while with other things and they got compromised. So it makes me realize that I think I would want to stiffen it. Even though a regular feather would be flowy, I think to make a feather out of yarn and actually put it on something you're going to touch and use, I think you would definitely want that spine to be stiffened. But maybe leave the feathery parts. Anyway, it's something to consider if you're going to use it for some of those other ideas. Yeah, sure, I'll show the shawl on my desk again. This is the Mary Jane shawl, available in Be So Caring book. It is a beautiful crochet pattern featuring Be So baby yarn and color orchid. And if you would like to watch the tutorial videos on it, they are available on my YouTube channel in the Be So Caring playlist. Now, to make it this size, it takes 9 balls of Be So baby yarn, but if you're so inclined, you could get and it's $3.99 a ball, but if you wanted to get the bag of 10 discount, you could order the 10 ball bag discount, and then you would end up having 1 extra ball to do something else, like make a hat. Uh-oh, I can't tell if I'm having connection issues or just my internet is. Anybody else? Well, we're almost out of time anyway, so I want to thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the show and tell, chatting with me and everyone else. If you have the time and would like to join me for the live premiere of the tailor hat tutorial video, that will be in 30 minutes. Love to chat with you there, because then if you have questions as you're watching the video, I will be in the live chat with you. So if you want to ask questions, I will be there to answer them through the video. The right-hand version will be live premiered in 30 minutes, and then the left-hand version will be uploaded shortly after that. If you end up having questions about this podcast, please always feel welcome to come back and leave them for me in the comments. I get notifications from those, and I'm more than happy to answer your questions along the way throughout the day. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.